wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now it's just us. Smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now it's just us.
But now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money.
Cookie Run Tower of Adventures is officially available on both mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Experience more ways to play and sync your in-game progress through your PC and mobile devices. Immerse yourself in a 3D cookie action adventure on a larger PC screen with a mouse and keyboard or a controller. Team up with friends in multiplayer mode and explore the Pancake Tower together. Get started by downloading Google Play Games today.
What is going on, everyone? How are we doing this lovely Wednesday night? Tonight we got MXL World Championship Amateur Night. Looking forward to some awesome racing here tonight. As of so far, it's just me, myself, and I here in the booth. Hopefully, may grab a few more as the kind of motos go on. Thank you all for being here tonight. Looking forward to some good racing. Like I said, qualifying time's already up. See if we can take a quick look over at those. I believe 2 flat was a cutoff, so I think the top 8 riders in qualifying are not going to be heading to those motos. For those guys that are running that fast, every Monday night, MXL runs their pro class. Make sure you guys jump over there. And kind of hang out on that side of things. I believe a 159 or a 2 flat would have been well pretty good over there on the pro side. So make sure you guys are checking that out, and making sure that you guys are running the respected classes that you should be in. I guess with that said, so that's going to put Mustard as our top qualifier with a 2:00.16, so just squeaking in under that cutoff there. Super Punch, yes, I believe so. I think, yeah, that 9 to, would it be 44? Just kind of taking a look. Definitely some fast times. Looks like everybody's pretty much running the same times in there. I'm seeing a lot of 2 flats, a lot of 201s, and really kind of our cutoff there being a 2:03.66. Some different variations though that I love to see coming from the pro races on Monday nights, is we are actually seeing some different colors in the lineup here. So we got KTM's, Husqvarna's, got some Yamahas in here, actually quite a few Kawasaki's, and I do believe we are going to have a Honda sneak his way in. Actually, no, we got a couple Hondas in here. We do have a gas in here as well. So love to see some different variation in these bikes. And like I said, just a good overall showing of the brands. Outside of that, I know the guys over at the MXL team, they are going to have a few admins in the race. So make sure, if you guys were sandbagging that qualifying, that you're not running anything faster than that cutoff of a 2 flat. We do go through lap times, and you will be caught if you are running anything faster than that. Additionally to that, just before we kind of get things rolling, if you did not see Rico, the owner of MXL here, he put out an announcement for the guys that did qualify in. Make sure you put your live or your kits into that live stream link inside the Discord. That's going to be a place that I can get your guys' bikes, gear, helmets, whatever it may be, up onto the big screen. So make sure that you are plugging those in. Make sure that you're using that drag and drop template. It kind of helps me out. That way I'm not chasing things around. It just makes my life way easier. And and like I said, that I'm not trying to figure out what goes where. And if it's just a paint, it's not going to be put in. Because I don't know what bike it belongs to. I don't know where it goes to. I don't know if it's a gear set or if it's going to be a bike paint. So make sure that you guys are using that drag and drop template. I believe that is at the top of, I believe if you follow any of those streamer kits that have been plugged in there for the most part, you're going to want to use that template for the drag and drop. Outside of that, how we doing tonight, guys? See, we got about 9 people in here right now. Hopefully we're going to start bumping that number up here as we get closer to moto time. Got Wednesday. Couldn't find a better day to hop on, play some virtual dirt bike games, and hang out with everyone. Once again, I see we got like a whiteout KX in there. Chicken Tootsies. Make sure that you are using those drag and drops. Like I said, I don't know what those go to. Just kind of guessing at that point, and if everybody sends them in like that, it's going to be a nightmare for me. And the one and only Turbo there calling out King, saying King is going to lose. It's a bold statement. We've seen King riding real strong in these past few weeks. I believe that round 1 we had where he missed that timing gate and unfortunately was not able to finish out the race. ESRP just made it to the C class. Hey man, you got to start somewhere. I know a lot of these guys, even in the AM classes, are running in hell up into the thousands of hours. So definitely keep grinding, keep working at it. I know myself, the reason why I've kind of stepped away from some of the racing side of things is that way I could broadcast. And just because people are getting so damn fast these days. Additionally to that, if anybody is hanging out, like I said, make sure you guys are hitting up that chat. Make sure you're hitting that follow button, getting those notifications when we go live. Obviously, you don't want to miss any content. We're live every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Looking to further expand this channel. Looking to have as many series as we possibly can. So hopefully we can kind of continue growing this, and that you guys have a place to, even if you're not racing, just come and watch some MX bikes and hang out. Definitely got some big things coming up in the future. Yeah, exactly right there. Shimbo saying qualified for the main with 680 hours. Yeah, this game is definitely just the who can put in the most time, really. Like I said, I think I'm right around 1,000 hours. Just trying to get a few more kits added in here. Probably grab 1 or 2 more, and then gonna have to put the cutoff. If you guys are or have these kind of kits and stuff put together, make sure that you're plugging those in here if you can in advance. If not, this little time between qualifying and mains, I am able to get a few in there. I may not get all of them, so like I said, if you can proactively get those in, that way I can take a look. Definitely make sure that you are doing those. Look out for Shim in the main. Remember the name. I definitely remember Shim. Good to see you hanging out in the chat with us tonight. Right, just getting a few things finalized here. Just kind of taking a look at points as we're getting ready to kick it on over to the mains. Just taking a look, Thunder, I believe. Am I looking at the right one? Yeah, MXL Amateurs Thunder with that MXL THV CDS team running in that number 1 spot. Got about 68 points there. 2 solid rounds out of the man Thunder. King with that Aero KL Designs going 26 points, 27 points for a total of 53. He's running in that number 2 spot. And then Strider Visuals, once again, MXL THV CDS, running in number 3 spot with about 42 points. The top 3 looking pretty strong. We see Shim that we have down in the chat running in that number 4 spot, was a strong contender in that round number 2. Unfortunately missed round number 1, so he's going to be in that 4th position. Rico with the MXL Racing, he is the man of the hour. He is the host of these MXL series races. He is also the owner of that team over there. He is actually running in that 5th spot with about 39 points. My brother Red with the Norms Code team in that number 6 position with 37. Looks like he had a rough round 2, looking to make a bounce back for round number 3. Travis Parstana not making round number 1, having a strong finish in that round number 2, rounded in 7th with 33 points. So points are still tight. Always to make a note is the MXL crew always puts up a purse for both the amateur side and the pro side. So make sure that you guys are staying dedicated to this. I do believe like first place in this amateur rounds, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe it's right around $50, $60 for first place. So definitely making sure that you guys stick with this series, ride it out through the end. See if you are able to stay up in that top 3. It's going to make this interesting as we get into later rounds and see who is actually hanging out with us the whole time. What's up, Kozak? See you in the chat there. If you don't know the man Kozak, he's probably one of the fastest guys that I've ever watched play MX bikes. He he's being pretty modest there. He raced pro on Monday. Kozak was our overall winner in the pro class. See a few followers coming through. Really appreciate that. Like I said, if you guys aren't following, make sure you hit that follow button. If you're tired of those ads and want to support the cause, support the crew, make sure that you guys are hitting that subscribe button. Every subscription counts. And like I said, everything that I get from this series, anything that I get from this program is just really going to be getting wrapped back in. Make sure that I can bring as much content to you guys as possible and see if I can add any new flares or new tricks that maybe you don't see in other series. I believe the A Moto is up. I think I'm jumping into it right now. I would assume that the B and C classes or groups are going to be going up either just shortly after or currently. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. Couple big names in here. I know Seymour, a man to watch out for. Chol with the Norms Co., another man that is absolutely flying. Shim in the chat there, another man to watch out for. He is a strong contender, like I said, running in 4th in points right now. Unfortunately missing that round number 1, but definitely looking to make a late season charge as he can move his way up into the top spots. Do see Thunder in this lineup, so definitely going to be an interesting one to be watching tonight. I will say you're going to have to hang with me as we get into these motos, as we start getting into these pretty heavy loaded 35-man gates. The servers can get a little laggy, so you may see some spots where riders are kind of cutting in and out. I'm going to try my best to keep them in frame and not let that happen. But I'm at the mercy of the MX gods and the MX servers here, MX bike servers. All right. Well, things are starting to get underway. Let's go ahead and pop down to the track, hang out with some of the riders, see what's going on down here. It actually looks like as they head to the pits, the horn is going off. I'd call that good timing. Kozak, the man from Monday, who do you got for tonight? Who do you think is going to take this overall win? Who do we think is going to be running up in that top 3? All right. Riders are heading down to the gate. Like I said, make sure you guys are chatting it up in there in the chat. Gives me something to actually look at and kind of bounce off. Like I said, no co-host in the booth tonight with me. Kind of taking a look down. We do have the man. He's got that all white KX there. That bike is clean. Few riders looking down the line. Get some rider names above their heads so we're actually able to see who is who. As revs are going up, we're going to see who pulls the whole shot here in Moto number 1 for MXL Amateurs. Let's go racing as they are coming down the start straight here at Ironman for the first time. Going to be a big pile up. Who is going to get out of this clean? Does look like we have a few riders that have gotten through. Looks like Mustard on the Chrome Star. Husqvarna gonna get that early lead. Gonna be followed by our points leader Thunder on that MXL KTM. Moto 910 on that Honda, running in that number 3 spot. I believe he is one of the only ones on a Honda here tonight. Sleepy on that TSC KTM. Jay Ricker on the Moto Factory. Red on that Normsco running strong. We see the riders head up that Godzilla jump there. Mustard, Thunder, Odo. There's Red riding that Big Motions KTM. They're launching that Race Tech 110-foot tabletop. Eggman the Privateer. Chicken Tootsies, Rico the man. Seymour kind of buried in the back. Beverage, another strong contender, still sitting in the back. King, Chol. There's some big names that we are seeing way in the back here. We are seeing some carnage in the turn before the tree. Chol gonna fall all the way back to what it seems to be second to last here. Leonard on the Banana Design is going to be dead last on this lap number 1 as we see so far. Let's go ahead and kick back up over here to our leaders. As Thunder's actually going to come across and grab the first green flag of the night. Jacob on that Surge KTM making his way into that number 2 spot. The man Shim that we saw in the chat running now up into that second. Unfortunate, Jacob's going down there, lagging with the sure visuals. Mustard on that Chrome Star, still running strong on those Husqvarnas. There's a big pack coming back up the start straight. In these kind of circumstances, you really just got to try and stay on 2 wheels as we see Rico go flying off that berm there. This is some crucial time to make sure that you're just riding strong, making no mistakes, and just kind of picking your way through the pack. We see Rico bump Beverage just off the track just a little bit, and he's going to get collected heading up the next hill. That is a horrible spot to be for Rico. Let's jump back over to our leaders. As our man, the points leader, Thunder, still running real strong on that MXL THV. Mustard lagging. Jacob. Jake Kicker on the Moto Factory. Bechtel, Eggman. Travis Parstana was a strong rider from last week. Seeing if he's able to move his way up into more of a front-running position. Rider going down. Gonna allow Chicken Tootsies to get up alongside of him and get the pass done. We cut through the trees here. Jake Kicker still running real strong in that number 5 spot. Jim not able to hit the Deegan double. Still running in number 2. Mustard, like I said, on that Chrome Star SSD Husqvarna. Looking real strong here tonight. Lagging on that Sure Visuals AEO Husky, following him up close. Jay Kicker with the Moto Factory riding real strong. Jacob on that Surge AMX Co KTM. And where are our Norms Co riders? There's Seymour, a good friend of the team. Beverage on the AB Customs bike. King, a fan favorite, still running back in that number 20th spot. Zoom Magoon, a rider that we saw run real strong in round number 1, struggling to get things moving here in round number 3. King selling, not gonna lie, yeah, definitely would agree there. We're starting to get a little bit of a closer battle. It looks like Thunder went down. It's actually going to allow Shim to get by him and take the lead. Thunder's got his hands full now with Mustard and Laggin catching up to his rear wheel. They come up and over this quad single. This section going real high speed to real low speed very quickly. Definitely as this race kind of continues on, we're going to start to see E-Road becoming an issue. Riders having to make some different line choices. After watching Monday night, the pro guys said it didn't change their lines too much, but had to change some of their riding styles. We're going to see if these amateurs are able to make those adjustments, as we are watching almost a four-way battle here for the lead. Jim on that RMX Kawasaki running out in that number 1 spot. Thunder on the MXL THV running in number 2. Mustard and Chrome Star in number 3. And Lagging on that Sure Visuals AEO running in that number 4 spot. That is on track. It looks like Thunder does have a few cuts that's going to move him into 4th. This section can be tedious. We see a couple riders actually miss their lines there. Most riders choosing to take this outside. Thunder trying to make a new line. Going to double to that inside roller. We head up that FXR Racing tabletop. Guys, absolutely flying out here. MXB Toxic saying Lagging about to dust them as he makes a little mistake at the top of the hill. It's gonna let those guys get away from him. Gonna definitely have to make a hard charge to catch this pack, as it looks like Shim makes a mistake on the turn around the tree. It's gonna allow Mustard and Thunder to get back by him. Couple different lines that we see. Is Thunder going to try and force the issue here coming into this turn? Does take a different line. Seems to check up. Take the safe line. Not get tangled up with Shim. It's going to dive to the inside. See if he can get a good drive out of the turn. Actually makes that inside work quite well. We're going to see him dive back to the inside again. Oh, and he makes a mistake and goes cartwheeling. It is going to allow Laggin to get right up alongside of him and get by the man Thunder. Now have a battle for that number 3 spot between Laggin and Thunder. Mustard riding strong in that number 1 spot now. Putting that Chrome Star SSD Husqvarna up at the top step as we sit. Hits the SpongeBob, able to collect himself. Jim closing the door already on him, trying to make it happen. Trying to get in his head, showing him that he is there. He's going to take an alternate line here. Mustard's going to make a mistake, and Shim is going to get the lead back. Mustard's going to have a hard time getting up this hill and making it all the way over that table. And to see as they come back down the hill, if that changes anything here. Jim, Mustard, Laggin, and Thunder still riding real strong. These guys are starting to catch back up to our leaders here. Thunder's going to make the leap for the double. Not going to get it. And he makes another mistake and goes off the track. Like I said, these guys absolutely flying. Laggin making a mistake up at the top of the hill there. Thunder's going to follow him exactly in the same line. This is actually allowing the man Bechtel Privateer in 5th place to start to reel these guys in. Travis Pastana once again running in that number 6 spot. Jacob on that Surge AMX Co KTM in 7th. R. Rickart in 8th place there. Menger in 9th. And Chicken Tootsies rounding out our top 10. That man's name kills me every time. Few names to kind of keep an eye for. As we're seeing Drewski with the Moto Factory Strong Rider King on Aero KL Designs trying to make his way back through, is sitting in 14th currently. Beverage on that AB Customs trying to make a charge back through, sitting back in 16th. Seymour once again trying to make a strong ride up towards the front, sitting in about 18th right now. Bev looks like he does have a few cuts. Moto 910. They said one of the only Honda riders out here trying to make it happen. Sui and Glitch making a battle here. We take a look back into that 20th, 21st and 22nd. The guys even all the way back here still trying to put on a strong charge, as we see the man Red with that Normsco KTM. Zoom Magoon, Lenner, Rico, the man of the hour. Chol with the Normsco. Just as a kind of a reference, Chol, I would argue, is close to be going pro here, and we are not even seeing him inside the top 25. I don't know if it's a few mistakes or just not his night, but it just shows how fast the rest of this class really is. We're going to try and hop over towards the front. We are watching Jacob here in that number 6 spot, hunting down Bechtel in that number 5. Once again, it's great to see some different colored bikes out here. See Kawasaki leading. It'd be Shim. Always love to see some new bikes and not just the same old, same old. He's coming back down that start straight. Making that bike look good. Mustard with that Chrome Star still running in a strong number 2 spot. Laggin still pushing hard into the number 3. And it does look like Thunder has fallen off the pace. Bechtel is now caught up to the rear wheel, has brought along Jacob with him. Thunder, our points leader, is going to have to get a move on, as these riders are definitely catching him here. Shim, like I said, running in 4th in points, looking to try and close up on the man Thunder, who's running number 1. Splash commenting on Mr. Bev. Yeah, I don't know. Early Moto had a little tangle ups. Still hasn't been able to kind of get it together. Like I said, Seymour back in that 19th, Red down in the 23rd, and Chol outside that top 25. If you guys don't know who the man Splash is, make sure that you guys hit him up for any suspension needs. He's been helping out the Normsco team recently, and some of those bikes are absolutely flying. Say Splash also does training sessions, so if you are looking to get faster, definitely make sure you go ahead and go find him, as he does offer training sessions, and from what I've heard, it's quite a difference. I've been thinking about taking a few courses myself just to try and get to that next level and get over the hurdle that may be needing. As we jump back out here to the lead, Shim on that RMX Kawasaki, running that still strong number 1, only about a second and a half over Mustard. The Mustard still keeping him in his sights, lagging in that number 3, about 8 seconds off the pace of those two. Bechtel, that privateer, in 4th. Jacob and Thunder still battling it out. As Jacob, I didn't even notice, Bechtel and Jacob both get around our points leader, Thunder. It's going to move Thunder all the way back into that number 6 spot, as he is going to make another mistake there. It's going to allow Travis Parstana to catch up. So is Menger, as he is struggling to get back moving in some of this E-road and ruts. Oh, unfortunate tip over there is going to cost him quite a bit of time and positions. Where's the man in 2nd in points? There he is, King, running all the way back. Looks like he's going to get a easy pickings there. Going to move up into that number 10 spot. Just got to look over. Splash. Thank you, brother. Absolutely love and appreciate everything that you do for us. And a huge shout out to Splash for that that subscription. These guys head up the hill. Strider charging down still in that number 9 position. See if we can't catch back up here to some more battles. Jacob and Bechtel still battling it out. Riding strong. This is for that number 4 position. Jacob actually has him on track, but Bechtel has him on cuts. Yeah, most definitely. Hey, I don't discriminate on actually streaming any of these guys. Like I said, these are as we continue to grow this game, and I mean, these guys are the future of it. I mean, at one point, everybody was running these AM classes, and if I can put the smile on their face and keep them interested in the game, then I'd absolutely love to. As MXP Toxin's calling out the battle for the lead here. Let's see if we can't catch up to them here. There is our man lagging. Shim still running strong in that number 1 spot. Mustard in number 2. Looks about only a second difference. Lagging is starting to close up a little bit there. This commenter's curse makes a little mistake. Getting ready for these riders coming back down the hill. Jim pulling a tear off. Not hitting the big double. Ooh, Jacob blowing off the track, almost taking out our number 2 rider. Shim bobbles before the race tech table. That is going to allow Mustard to get within that 2nd range. One little mistake from either rider here could be detrimental as we start getting into the last few minutes here of this moto. Shim still riding real strong, keeping Mustard at bay. This is when the nerves start to kick in. Shim really having to buckle down and make this happen. I said these guys absolutely flying, breaking away from lagging just a little bit more on this lap, as we do see him kind of cross into the picture down there. But then we jump to about a 20-second lead over our number 4th position of Jacob. Both riders not able to hit the Deegan double. Looks like Shim is going to get that a little cleaner. Lagging still making a charge. It closes in another second. Lagging absolutely flying out here, trying to charge down and catch these guys. Couple little more mistakes out of the man Shim and Mustard as we see different lines heading up the hill, and that is lagging, crossing into the camera frame. as this moto continues. Like I said, the E-road's just going to get worse and worse. This little edge right here does start to get cupped out pretty hard. In that pro race Monday night, we saw a few mistakes happen right there. As Shim comes back down the hill, the lead is crunched down under a second. None of the ride. Oh, and Mustard goes down hard, clips the rear end on the table. Gets the bike up and running before Lagan catches up to him. Must have had a little mistake from Lagan at the top of the hill. This is going to allow Shim to try and run away with this. As Shim, running strong, was able to withstand the pressure from Mustard. Now we have a battle on our hands for that number 2 spot. Jacob, once again, still running real strong, has started to pull his way out from Bechtel. And Bechtel actually having a few mistakes of his own. Is going to almost fall to the clenches of Menger. And the man Travis Parstana has his hands full with Thunder, our points leader. So some great battling as we see here, kind of across the whole board. Like our man here, Raiden, redeeming the hydrate. Give me 1 second here as we got 2 laps to go. As soon as we catch that 2 laps, or as soon as we catch that checkered flag, we definitely will. We continue the battle here for number 2 and 3. Mustard still running strong, keeping Lagan at bay. Lagan starting to choose some different lines. Oh, and it does not work out for him as Lagan's going to make a mistake and go down. He does not have to worry about anybody behind him, only what he has lost. Him absolutely stretching that table out. They're going to be heading back down the hill. Him riding real strong. Once again, not hitting that gap double like we saw in that 250 Pro class on Monday night. Ooh, looks like Lagan does go for it. Is able to land it as well. It does shave about a second or so off a lap time. So definitely pushing still to try and catch up to the man Mustard in that number 2 spot. We see that gap there as they head up that AB Customs step up. Heading towards that Blitzco double. The end of this rhythm section, Shim still about 4.5 seconds ahead of Mustard. His white flag is going to be coming out for the man Shim. One more lap. Can he hold on to this moto win and moving himself further up in that point standings? Like I said, a rough ride from Thunder and the rest of the crew. This is a big deal for Shim here, as we're actually going to hang with him the rest of this lap. I said Shim commenting earlier in the chat said make sure you keep an eye out for him. Don't know if he was feeling it tonight. Maybe this is his home track, but he is definitely showing that he belongs up on this top step, at least here in Moto number 1. As he heads one more time up the Godzilla table. And back down the hill. These jumps absolutely massive on these 250s. We're going to see him head towards the 110-foot racecraft table. And another reach on the 250s. Mustard, as we can see, starting to creep into the picture frame. Only about 5 seconds off him. I don't know if there is any cuts in there or not. We're starting to see him catch up here. back down to about 3.5 seconds. This could be coming down to a final turn battle. We're going to go ahead and preemptively jump closer to the lead here. Shim riding strong. Just trying to get that Kawasaki to the finish line. As Shim is going to be coming across for our moto number 1 in the MXL Amateurs. Mustard coming across in that second place. Only 4 seconds off our leader, as Lagan with the Sure Visuals coming across in that number 3 position. Great ride from Lagan. Had the pace, but kept making a few mistakes. Jacob, who we saw charge hard coming up through the pack, makes his way into that number 4 spot. Menger going to be rounding out that number 5. Another great ride from him. Bechtel, the privateer, coming across in number 6 position. Travis Parstana, strong rider we saw in round number 2. Thunder, our points leader, going to be back all the way into 8th position. Oh, a mistake from Strider. He's going to just get the bike across. Strider, Sui, and then Sleepy going to be coming through the last few riders. And there's the man King. He is in our 2nd position in points. Still don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Nobody's actually told me. Perspective glitch. There's the man Beverage with the AB Customs. Not a great ride from him. Definitely going to hope to see more in that moto number 2. The man Seymour. And that shift gear going to be in that number 18th position. Scholl coming all the way back to that number 22nd spot. Zoom Magoon, Moto 910, Leonard. Still looking to see for the rest of the riders. Red, limbering that KTM. Looks like he is going to be in about 26th. Looks like he had a few mistakes towards the end of that moto. And it looks like our final rider crossing the line is going to be the man Rico with the clean backflip over the finish line, as he is flicking everybody off coming by. Like I said, I think he is the host, so you got to be careful if you're finishing out in front of him. I believe that is everybody across the rest of the racetrack. Phenomenal racing from these guys. Once again, Shim taking that number 1 spot. I think he is already headed back to the pits. Mustard on that Chrome Star Husqvarna running that number 2, and Lagging with the Sure Visuals in number 3. Red just kind of checking in after. Yeah, Holland asking to see times. Yeah, of course. Let's take a look over there. Go ahead and jump to our fastest lap. Jacob with a 2 flat 0.2, Lagan with a 2 flat 0.5, Moto 910 with a 201, Sui 201, as we see quite a few of those. I mean, this just kind of shows that you don't have to be the fastest rider to be at the top. As we're kind of looking through, Shim actually all the way back into 10th there. Yeah, no, I definitely would agree with that. Everybody was under that, was under the cutoff time, so that's always great to see. That means nobody was really sandbagging it. Obviously, as we get into the motos, lap times do start to slow down, race pace comes out. But that was a pretty good sign that Rico made the right decision on making that 2 flat cutoff there. See if we can take a look and see if we have anybody's gear or bikes as we kind of scroll through. May have bits and pieces of stuff, like we have Glitch's boots, Swapper's helmet, his boots there, that Lagan's helmet, the whiteout Kawasaki, the Alpine Star helmet. Got the clean Normsco bikes. These guys absolutely kill it. One thing that we were talking about the other day in SIRL, you can actually see the air filter in there. It's the right angle. We also got the man Red on that big motion KTM, running that purple and black scheme. Jay Rickart at the Moto factory there. Love the purple boots. I believe this is going to be the man Bev's bike over here, that AB Customs. The bike is also clean. I do believe I have the wrong model swap here as we see FMF stickers up on the header. MXB Toxic, or Toxic I should say, because that is your in-game name. The man that's always crunching numbers for us mid-race. Definitely appreciate you having here. Thunder, where's my kit? I'll have to go back and double check. I believe I put yours in. May have had an issue. Maybe it didn't get placed right. I know sometimes we can run into issues with those drag and drops. All right, as I think, getting ready to head to Moto, or did the server crash? No, everything. Yeah, Thunder. Like I said, I'll go back through and I'll make sure. I had to go back through a few people. I thought I had their stuff in here, but
Yo.
what is going on, Seawalk? How we doing, brother? Welcome
I'm
to the
doing
booth.
all right, Mr. Ed.
Yeah, after Moto 1, we had some strong rides. Definitely looking forward to getting into this Moto 2, although I believe that we may have had a server disconnection, and I'm just trying to see if we did or not.
All good. It happens in MX Bikes. If you don't mind, when you get a second, just share your screen for me so I can hop in here with you.
Yes, sir.
I did just wake up from a nap, so if I sound a little tired, that's on me. All right.
Just trying to keep an eye out here. I'm taking a look at the MXL general announcements.
The end of this stream, dude. I did just finish an edit today that will be posted on YouTube tomorrow. Can always give a sneak preview to everybody tuned in. Did the lobby crash, or are you all good?
Rico, if you can hear me, I cannot see your messages in there. Seems like the server may have crashed.
I see the timer's still ticking. If you go to replays, anybody riding?
I said turn the new guy down.
Oh shit! Sorry.
How's that? Is that better? My bad, explicit there.
Hello.
Server backup refresh. Let me go ahead and back out here and rejoin. Give us just a second here. He said much better. Yeah, my
Awesome.
apologies.
Who's that, Rico?
It was explicit.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got a chance to talk to Rico in the DM. Super cool guy. Respect what you guys are doing. And I'm excited to watch Moto 2.
Yeah, no, these guys have been running a pretty awesome series so far. Obviously giving me the opportunity to be in the booth and being able to stream this, but additionally to that, just a cool group of guys. Obviously, dishing out all of the year rewards. Every week they are doing gear sets and custom bikes to the podium guys. So definitely make sure that you guys are sticking around, keeping an eye on that Discord. Red, yes, it did crash. Go ahead and back out, rejoin there.
Oh,
Did it again, didn't free roam. Seawalk, I believe you should be whitelisted. Could be wrong. No, maybe not.
odds. If not, no biggie. I can just kind of co-host with you here off of your screen. If so, I'll definitely hop in, but not a big deal if not.
I think he said Bev might have. But Bev's actually racing tonight, so.
It's all good. Not a huge deal. I'm gonna pull you up as well as your Twitch. Get these. If I can see chat.
We got explicit in here. Said, I'm a new guy, friends with Thunder. You'll see me in the pro scene here in a month or so. love to see it. Love to see it.
You got some big shoes to fill, but I believe in you.
Colts Bolt saying true. Can I go ahead and get an autograph?
Before you get too famous, let me get that signature.
DB Zach saying, I wanted to race this track so badly, but I don't have the track.
I would also like to mention I do have a giveaway coming up with prizes like edits, renders, suspension setups, pictures, posters, a whole bunch of cool stuff that you guys can get in on. Just head over to my Instagram, hit me with a follow, and get a chance to win. All right, I'm ready for Moto 2. How'd Moto 1 go? Who won?
Yeah, Moto 1 went really good. The man Shim actually was hanging out in the chat with us before Moto number 1. Had a strong ride, was able to get out front relatively early. Held off a few pushes from, where is he at? I don't even see him
So
out here yet.
Shim is your Moto 1 winner?
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mustard was number 2 on that Chrome Star Husqvarna. And number 3 was Laggin on that Sure Visuals KTM. Yeah, Thunder, our points leader, actually fell all the way. He was in the lead, fell back to 8th. As we are actually getting ready, riders are in the gate.
I see Toxic is here with the results per usual. You can always count on that guy.
The man always helping us out in here.
Yes, for sure. And I heard you made the pro race on Monday, Toxic. That's awesome. I didn't get a chance to qualify. My mom's in town this week, but I'm definitely stoked for you, man.
I think we were waiting for maybe a couple people to get back in the gate. Or clicking that reset button. Give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back.
I'm going to try not to sound tired for this stream. Bear with me, though. Just woke up from a little nap.
All right. Sorry about that. Dog was sitting in the room chewing on his foot, so did not want the viewers to have to listen to that the whole time. All right. Looks like riders are making their way back down to the gate here. Pretty fast guys in here. That turn 1 for Moto number 1 was quite an interesting one. Saw quite a big pile up. So it's definitely going to be a kind of a crucial thing to get a good start here. I've seen a lot of these hole shots actually come from more of the middle here. As revs are up, Moto number 2 for MXL Amateur Night is underway. Few riders actually looping it out of the gate. Looks like it's going to be Orange up front. Looks like it may be Glitch coming across the line. And number 1, Jacob, who is our number 4 finisher, going to get out to the early lead. Beckel finished, I believe, 5th into number 2.
I think this is definitely one of those tracks where it's really anybody's game. You know, if you keep it consistent, stay in those ruts, and keep a nice pace, you're set up pretty good. Start means a lot here. There's not many places to pass, and it's always good to avoid that carnage going from the back.
Yeah, most definitely. As we see the rest of the pack coming through, a couple riders making some big mistakes. I saw Beckel, like I said, finish in that number 5 spot last moto. He's going to have quite of a bit of a charge to get back up to that front spot. Few riders out here out front. Again, we see Rico with another strong start. Is he able to hold on to it this time? A couple guys battling for that inside line. Chol must have had another bad start, going to be falling all the way back. Looks like 25th as they run right now. Jump back out to our leader here. I believe it is still our man Jacob on that Surge AMX Co. KTM. He is followed by Swapper and the Moto 1 winner, Shim, on that Kawasaki. There's the man Red with Normsco into the number 4 spot. Jacob, our leader, makes a mistake, goes down. That's going to allow each one of these riders to get up. Mega Slab and Jacob get collected again. Unfortunate events for the man Jacob, and as he gets collected once more.
That is unlucky.
Big pile up
man.
as we see riders go cartwheeling through this sand roller section. Unfortunately, as wide as this track is right here, you kind of get stuck into a line coming through these sand rollers. So that is going to put the man Swapper, well, I don't even know where Swapper finished. Moto number 1 is out to our early lead. Shim riding strong in that number 2 spot. The time aid scoring says Sui is number 1, but I don't even think he's up here.
That is very, very interesting.
He's 2 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
The man Red with that Normsco moving his way up into that number 3 spot as he heads up that Godzilla tabletop. Swapper, Shim, Red, some strong contenders out here. Few riders that we had up front early in Moto number 1, not inside the top 10. Some new faces. Seymour, I believe that was the man Lagan finishing in that number 3 spot, is now all the way back to 12th there. King, second in points, fallen all the way back to 17th, has struggled to catch his groove in these last few rounds. And as we were kind of talking earlier, I was going to ask you well, you actually didn't race Monday nights. I was going to ask about some of the E-Road on this track, but...
Yeah, I missed Monday night. I was sitting 12th in points. My mom flew in from across the country, so I spent some good time with her. Had to miss round 3, but we'll be back next week.
Yeah, always got to make time for the family, especially as they travel out to you, especially as holidays are coming up as well. I would imagine that probably some of these series may take some breaks here and there, so we'll definitely keep you guys posted as that kind of comes out. But jumping back to the action here, Rico, Lagan, Seymour, Colt, Beveridge, Jacob, Mustard, all of these guys wheel to wheel, looking like they're racing slot cars out here. These guys are absolutely flying. Still showing Sui out front, but once again, I don't believe that he is our leader. Ooh, his glitch goes down. All right. Yeah, DB Zach saying slot cars don't crash. Well, for the man Shim, either does he. As he is back into that early lead. Looking to go 1-1 on the Wednesday night amateur series with the MXL World Championship. I believe he is in the hunt for that points lead, so this is going to be a huge for the program, getting the most points possible and actually not seeing Thunder in the top 10, let alone the top 15. That's going to be a huge deal for Shim and making up some points on our leaders. Like I said, our top 3 in points is going to be Thunder, who is currently running back there. I saw at least last time was 17th. I don't even see. Oh, there he is, 23rd. King with that Arrow KL Designs. He's had a rough day and kind of a rough past 2 weeks. I don't know if these tracks just haven't been his flow, or if the competition's getting a little stiffer. But we're seeing King back in 15th. Strider, I don't think that's the same Strider. Taking a look through our results here, I don't even know if he's racing tonight. So that's going to allow Shim to make up a ton of points and see if he is able to move his way into that number 1 spot. There's King, Seymour, the other man, Strider.
Some really close racing. From 4th to 12th is only about 3 seconds off of each other.
Right, look at this whole crew going up over the Godzilla tabletop there. Rico actually taking a look over his shoulder, seeing where Travis Parstana is. Jacob, Red, Beverage, Laggin.
Some guys going for that double line.
Yeah, not many people have been hitting it.
Oh.
That's probably why. Not many people have been hitting it in this amateur class. We saw almost every rider hitting it in the pro class Monday night.
It just makes up so much time. Even though it's a little bit risky, it's pretty easy to dial in. But it just makes up so much time. If you're not hitting it and the guys behind you or in front of you are hitting it, you're going to lose some serious time on your laps over the course of 20 minutes.
Yeah, we actually talked and had the podium interview with the man Chase from Cold Hearts Monday night as he took 2nd overall. And he was not hitting it most of both motos, I would say. And clearly was losing time, but was able to make it up elsewhere on the track.
That's just Chase doing Chase things.
That man, like I said, and I feel like a broken record, but he is always just consistent and fast. I mean, don't get me wrong, the man is incredibly fast, but no matter what, he is always in that number 2, 3, or even in number 1 spot every week I watch him.
Got some good racing here. Good buddy of mine, Seymour, right behind Rico. Rico, speaking to him earlier, super cool dude, contributing a lot to the community right now with this whole series. Curious to see how Seymour plans on getting around some of these guys. I think a lot of times people try to push the issue in this game, and really the best way to pass people is just to ride that rear wheel, let them feel the pressure, and then when that mistake comes, you go right around them.
I was going to say, we've seen that the last moto, actually. Shim had fallen behind Mustard and basically just rode his rear wheel for about 2 laps until Mustard made just a little mistake that let him get by. We're going to see Jacob going for that gap double. Lagging as well. Both guys casing it, but not crashing there.
Right now, from 3rd to 12th is kind of anybody's game. I mean, you're talking 9 seconds is one bad crash, and you can be right back in 12th from being
Like
in top
that?
3. And as we're talking about, Jacob goes down again. He's definitely not had the most consistent race, but let's hope he has a good re-entry here.
Oh, Mustard, who took 2nd in that moto number 1, Looks like he's going to have a mistake of his own, and it's going to fall to victim to that whole crowd. Look at all the riders still packed up with each other.
Ooh.
Ooh, looks like a couple people get collected, Glitch being one of those guys. The man Thunder, our points leader, all the way back in 20th right now. Tough ride on this Moto number 2 for him. We saw in Moto number 1, he was out front early, made a couple mistakes and fell back. Like I said, I believe it was into the 8th position. A couple guys in the chat saying, no, Zumagoon. Yeah, we did see him piled up in that other rhythm section. That is a name that I expected kind of more out of as we, after that first moto of round 1 that we watched. I expected to see more out of him and just haven't these past few rounds.
Look at that. Red moving up into the top 5, followed by Beverage and Seymour. Those 3 guys right there, I think, have all of the speed in the world to get up front. It's just a matter of who stays up and who stays consistent. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Shim is kind of checking out from lag, and I mean, he's about 12 seconds ahead. But like I said, from 3rd to 8th, it's a close one still.
And there we see Lag and Red still not too far behind him.
Red having a good ride, moving up to 4th.
I believe he'd actually be in 3rd because Sui, I think, either cut
You're
or
right.
had a missed timing gate or something, but
You're 100% right.
yeah, so actually Shim is going to be our leader, Lagging in number 2, Red in 4th. The man Swapper is going to be in 5th, and there's our man Beverage. They're going to be in 5th there, is Beverage.
Beverage would
Swapper.
actually be 4th.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Swapper must have a few cuts there.
Well, also, Stewie is not actually in 1st, so 1st is Shim.
Saying don't count Lagging out. I'm definitely not counting anybody out here. It does look like he is about 10 seconds off of our leader, so we can kind of see them there in the same screenshot. He's definitely got some work to do. I am curious to see where Sui is, though, if it's still showing a 22-second lead.
I think he's just back in the pack. It's just glitched out.
Looks like chat is saying that Lagging closed in 6 seconds on Shim here, so we may start to see a battle brew for this number 1 spot.
Let's not forget what Shim did. Was that Shim last week that kind of got the gap closed up and then, felt the pressure a little bit and turned it right back up, pulled another 7 seconds away from 2nd.
Indeed, that was Shim, yeah. That was that second moto of last week.
I think when you're out front like this, it's just cruise mode. You know what I mean? You're not going as fast as you possibly can. You're just trying to keep it on 2, let the guys behind you battle, and make up some time where you can. I'm sure Shim is very aware of Lagging there. I'd be curious to see if he has any more in him if Lagging does close that gap at all.
Say as we're down to about 8 seconds now. Looks like Swapper was able to get around Red. Looks like some major cuts there. Bev's actually going to be showing in 3rd. Oh, Red makes a little mistake there. So does Bev. Commentator's curse there. Kind of a cool shot of Bev under his own sign there of that AB Customs. We kind of run back through Swapper. And there is Lagging. We're looking at about 7 seconds or so. And yeah, most definitely he has closed that gap, and little by little we still have 5.5 minutes left. The one and only Turbo's calling out Lagging to take the overall, or to take the win. Even if Lagging gets him, I do believe Shim will have enough to take the overall, going 1-2. Lagging would go 3-1.
Also, a big shout out to Turbo in the chat. Raced that guy a couple times. He is a super clean rider. You love to see it in MX bikes when you have guys actually racing in a realistic manner.
Yeah, I couldn't
But
agree more.
yeah,
That's how I try and play this game is if I crash, I try and take it like it would actually hurt.
right. That gap is closing up. I mean, they're in the same section now. It's going to be interesting to see in this last 4.5 minutes.
And I think as you say that, a mistake out of Lagan is going to allow Shim to pull away just a little bit. As they come across the next timing gate, we'll have to see how much time he lost there. Looks like Shim was able to get that turn figured out up around the tree, as he had a few mistakes up there. Shim went down to only about 5 seconds behind Sui, the glitched out guy.
What a comeback from Shim, first to first. And when you hear his bike, you can tell he's just kind of cruising, tapping that throttle, hitting his marks.
Say it doesn't seem like he is pushing too hard. Looks like he is kind of just out riding, like you said, making sure he rides clean, hit all the marks that he needs to. Not even going for the Deegan double. As we kind of wait up, though, I hear Lagan bouncing limiter. Not letting him go too much further. There's
Right now,
the man
Lagan,
Swapper, too.
yeah, Swapper's on a charge. I was just about to say Lagan doesn't have much to lose, but he kind of does with Swapper riding the race he is, closing in that gap on him. If he makes one mistake, it could be a battle for third.
And kind of just taking a look, King into that number 4 spot. Mustard in number 5. Red and Seymour battling out between 6 and 7. Rico into that 8th position. So hard to recognize who's where with the timing and scoring issue, but
I just noticed Beveridge drops back to 18th. 2 laps ago, he was in 3rd, so must have had some bad luck getting caught up in some riders after that crash.
there he is, Big Bev, usually in the booth with us. Was in the booth with us Monday.
Nickname Big Burr.
Big Bird.
But no, I do want to also shout out Seymour. Seymour, I rode this track with him yesterday, did a couple 250 hot laps. He was riding really, really well. I think Seymour gets a little more consistent. You'll see him in that pro class and definitely a top AMs guy coming into the later rounds of the series.
And just taking a look, it looks like Swapper, who we thought was going to be putting a charge on Lagan, actually has his own hands full now with Mustard getting around him. King also putting on a charge, trying to make that pass happen. Seymour
Nice
saves
save.
that. Somehow, it is going to allow Red to get right back up to him and actually make the pass there. I'm trying to see, I still don't know how to say this guy's name.
That's a tough one.
Toliba?
I hear it in a sentence. Yeah, let's go back up to that 1-2 position. Turbo just said lag in 4 seconds behind, so he's definitely closing that gap.
Yeah, there's the man Shim running strong, lagging, definitely closing in. Yeah, thank you, chat, for keeping us on track here. We got Mr. Cognizance inside the chat as well. He said, "Brr."
The one and only Cognizant. Shout out to that guy. He runs a great organization that I happen to be a part of. Norm's Go, the man himself. Yes, we are teammates. I don't know what's going to happen here. What's your predictions? You think Lagan? I think Lagan's pushing very hard, as you can tell. But if he keeps this pace up, it's going to be down to the wire. I think Shim's going to start feeling the pressure a little bit here. See how he reacts to it.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting. Like you said, Lagan definitely pushing the pace here. Shim Actually, now showing that he is into the lead. Same thing with Lagan, as we can now actually see our difference there, about 4 seconds. We only have a few laps left here. Actually showing 4 laps left.
I think this is the place to be right now. I know that top 4 is kind of up in the air, but definitely don't want to miss the battle for 1 and 2.
These guys absolutely gapped the rest of the field. There's the man Mustard, who did finish second in Moto number 1, has charged his way all the way up into number 3. Looks like Sui did finally retire. That's actually going to help us out here once these guys start crossing the line. King had a rough Moto number 1, making his way up into that number 4 spot. Still airing out that Deegan double. I guess you could call it a triple. Seymour still charging strong into that number 5 spot. He's got his hands full with Merger and Travis Parstana. We're still disappointed that we did not see any heel clickers or backflips in round number 2.
Seymour is having a great ride. Dude's definitely picking up the pace recently. It's awesome to see.
Thunder, yeah, everybody's calling Thunder out and saying he's selling hard. I would definitely have to agree with that. Our points leader coming into round number 2, as we see Lagan still charging hard, going for that double in. We are coming into our last few laps, about 3.5 second difference between our first and second. Lagan's going to come up just a bit short on that racecraft, but it is going to show that Shim goes down. The race is on, as Lagan is actually going to get the pass made, as both riders coming up that AB Customs step up.
That's what we've been waiting for right here.
Drag race. Ooh, throws a hand up as he accidentally cuts him off.
I think that was the finger.
Was it?
Yeah.
Lagan giving him the business. Shim trying to keep the pressure on, showing him the front wheel.
First rule of motocross, there's no friends on the track. Do what you got to do.
Shim with a bad run through the sand. Both riders launching the Deegan double. We did not see Shim doing that earlier, so has already made adjustments to the lap just to hang with Lagan. Lagan, this is his time. This is his point to be sprinting and try and run away with this moto win.
This will really test Shim's pace to see, because now he has to push. There's no other option. You got to take it off of cruise mode and click through those gears and do what you can to get back around Lagan. I'm not sure what the overalls look like. He might know that. Did Lagan get second first moto?
Lagan took 3rd.
Okay, so as it sits, Shim still has the overall. Maybe he knows that. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure. But he has nothing to lose being 30 seconds ahead of 3rd place.
Right. And yeah, 3rd place actually being Mustard on that Chrome Star Husqvarna. He was our number 2 finisher. So all top 3 riders staying in that top 3, just in a different order here. Lagan actually choosing not to go for the big double.
Very smart.
Has figured to take the more safer line. Shim still trying to put that charge down to keep close to him in case any mistake is made. We know this turn causes issues. Ooh, Lagan. Oh, and Lagan goes down. The same spot we saw Shim make a mistake the lap prior.
Wow, what a race we have right now.
That was probably the most...
Oh, it's Shim.
Oh.
He didn't sell yet, Toxic. He's definitely, we have a race. I think we have, what, 1 lap after this? Will this be the white flag lap?
Yeah, I believe so. They're
Let's
side
see
by
who has the
side.
better sprint lap here.
Ooh, Lagan on the brakes hard.
Too much front brake, and Shim goes down. Lagan ghost riding the whip.
I don't think that was intentional. It looks like he was trying to get on the binders there, but as we are seeing, white flag is out. Shim launching that Deegan double.
Lagan got over that very clean. It is not over yet.
MXB Toxin asking what's happened. Oh, and Lagan with another mistake. Lagan made a tip over around the little arch turn around the tree, allowed Shim to get right alongside him, and actually both tangled up. And a few turns later, Shim just trying to get away from him now.
A little too heavy on that front brake when OTB.
Shim running on this last lap, trying to get away from any chance of Lagan to strike back. And it looks like he is doing a pretty good job about that. Let's go ahead and follow him up Godzilla Hill. That is such a big jump on a 250, as they then loop around and jump right back down the hill. Is Lagan gonna go for the big double? He does.
He has to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he wants any chance of staying anywhere close to Shim, we're gonna be watching this turn once again. We've seen a few mistakes come out of it. Shim's gonna get through it clean. Ooh, Lagan gets through it clean as well.
I think for the most part, this race is sealed unless Shim has an unexpected last couple of corners here. 3rd through 5th is pretty separated. 6th, 7th is a little bit close, but man, what a good race we've had.
I always say these amateur races, they usually breed some of the best racing, because you never really know who you're gonna get out here. But as we're talking here, Shim looking with one more turn, going 1-1 on the weekend. Shim taking our MXL amateurs overall here at round 3 at Indiana. Lagan with a strong ride from Sure Visuals, going to be in that number 2 spot. I believe he's going to take that 2 overall, and Mustard with the Chrome Star going 2-3 on the night. Looks like he's going to be in 3rd. King, after a rough moto number 1, gets some points back on the board, taking that 4th overall. As we're just taking a look, I think we're going to see the man Seymour coming across in that number 5 spot. Guy, I still don't know how to say your name, in 5th. Oh, we got some shakeups with some cuts here. Moto, Travis Parstana, Beverage, Menger, Strider.
Nice little comeback from Beverage as he fell back to 18th middle of that moto.
Here's the man Red. I didn't actually get to see his full kit. I love that helmet.
Yeah, I mean that's about as clean as it gets right there. These guys at AB Customs, they know what they're doing. Bryce is so attentive to detail. I mean, really just an awesome job by those guys over there making Bev look fresh.
I mean, look at that. Come on.
Can't beat it.
Thing is clean.
Yeah, it is. They're definitely attentive to detail over there.
But as our last few riders coming across the line, let's just go ahead and run you back through our list. Shim on that RMX Kawasaki taking that 1-1 overall. Lagan with the Sure Visuals going 3-2 for that 2 overall. Mustard on that Chrome Star. Husqvarna going 2-3 for that number 3 overall. King with the Arrow making a comeback into that number 4 spot. Seymour with a strong ride in moto number 2, going to be in that number 5. Talobe with that TTG KTM, going to be in that number 6 spot. Travis Parstana in that number 7. Moto 9, 10, and 8th. Menger on the Banana, I think it's Banana Factory or Banana something. He is going to be in that number 9. Glitch on the KWS in 10th. Beverage with that AB Customs. He's going to be in 11th. Strider with the Sutro in 12th. Red on the Norms Co. in 13th. Zumagoon in 14th. Sleepy Thunder. Rough ride for Thunder there. Running in 16th. Like I said, he was our overall, or actually our points leader coming into tonight. I'm guessing we may have some shakeup coming into round number 4. Rico, obviously the host here, the legend, in 17th. Colt 386. Leonard in 19th. Jacob with a rough ending to that moto. What we thought was going to be a strong ride from him, falling all the way back to that 20th. And then the rest of our field actually retiring out there. Swapper, Suey, Chicken Tootsies, Pesa, and Mega Slab. We got Shim just bouncing limiter over here. Couldn't be more excited.
That PC cow, he can hold some revs, man.
Bike is looking clean. He is excited to be taking that overall win tonight. They said this man was in the chat earlier. Once again,
Dominating fashion, 1-1. There's no arguing that one. He was the fastest guy on the night, the most consistent guy on the night. Best racer of the night. That's for sure. Shout out to Seymour, top 5. Dude was ripping. Stay on those 2 wheels a little more. I expect to see you in the top 3 here soon. And then, yeah, other than that, I see Chad is saying that Jacob is getting a ban. I could see that. There's some crazy moments there involving Jacob. But other than that, great racing tonight.
MXP Toxic already crunching numbers. I think he is going to say that Thunder is still going to hold on to that points lead. Let's go ahead and kick it on back to the booth here as we wait for the official overall results to come out. Like I said, I do believe we have it kind of nailed down already. Let's kind of wait till we get those official ones in.
Want to say, guys, if you are interested in my 1,000 follower giveaway, we're giving away edits, suspension setups, renders, posters, really everything you can think of, shop money, tracks, the whole 9, guys. There will be 3 winners. Head over to seawalk.mxb on Instagram and get a chance to win some cool prizes for free.
Yeah, most definitely go check that out. I know hopping in the Discord earlier, you were absolutely cooking on some of those edits there, and so definitely make sure you go take a look at those. Obviously not just the live streaming of things, but MX Bikes also has the whole editing side, picture side. So there's definitely content to be looked at and watched. So yeah, definitely make sure you hop over to Seawalk's page there. Like you said, he's doing that giveaway. Once again, everybody on the MXL side, if you were on that podium tonight, you do get a gear set and some custom graphics from the guys at MXL. So definitely big shout out to those guys. Once again, prize donations that this series does run. Podium, like I said, is going to be getting USA FXR gear. Winners and whole shots receiving cloud setups. And then, like I said, the SLD MXL graphic kits from these guys as well. So big shout out to those guys over there. Additionally to that, at the end of the year, there is that prize pool, $60 for first place, $35 for second, and $25 for third. As I kind of keep seeing this, I don't know what they got cooking on over there at the MXL team, but they do keep bumping up those prize pools. So definitely make sure you guys are sticking around as these prize pools continue to grow. You definitely want to be up on that podium to get the best chance you can at some of that cash.
Those guys have been cooking. I always look forward to their content, their edits they do after every round. I mean, if there's one way to run a series, they're doing it the right way, that's for sure. Big shout out to those guys over there. Doing great things very early on.
Thunder calling you out there. Seawalk makes god tier edits.
I appreciate that, Thunder. Appreciate you watching, man.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can get you in that giveaway.
And just kind of taking a look through the overall, I don't know if these are totally correct. I want to say they are. Yeah, he said he had to cut some riders. Give him a couple minutes here.
Sounds good to me. I've got nothing but patience.
Yeah, Thunder right now, at least as it sits, I believe it was 12th overall, but like I said, Rico has to make some adjustments. I don't know if these are official results yet. So we'll have to see once he gives us the okay there.
I think as far as the lead of the series, you might still be in first in the series. I could be wrong. I always look over to my boy MXB Toxic for that. That guy cranks out some numbers. So if there's anybody to ask, it's gonna be him.
I know. I'm always looking in the chat, looking for his answers here. I think he said Shim is going to be about 5 points behind. So I think Thunder is still going to be carrying that red plate going into round number 4, but definitely closing down this gap quite a bit. It's going to make racing get that much more interesting. And obviously, we have quite a lengthy series for this series here. I believe we got 10 rounds. I think we actually go to Lakewood next week. And then we actually jump overseas, actually going to the Netherlands, some home to some of our boys over there, Eltrix, Cloud. So we're going to race their hometowns there, then heading to Portugal and coming back over to the U.S. To run Glen Helen, I believe. Then going back out to Argentina, and then coming home for the last 2 rounds of SMX. Texas and Vegas will be on that list. Thunder saying Ironman, the worst track of the season. Yeah, definitely just kind of keeping an eye on the chat. They said they don't have any of the GP tracks. Yeah, unfortunately they did make that decision, kind of break it up. That way we weren't just running the same kind of series that everybody else does. Like I said, if you can scrounge up a few bucks to get those tracks, definitely would give that a chance. Like I said, some of those tracks are awesome to ride. So you definitely want to go pick up those tracks from the shop. Outside of that, a few of you guys I did see in the chat. I saw everybody saying about the ads and everything. I always hate to be like that guy, but if you don't like watching ads, things of that nature, definitely if you want to drop that subscription, if you subscribe to the channel, you no longer watch ads, so you'd be watching ad free. Or you convince your buddies to do gifted subs. Once again, if you are listening and you're not following, make sure you hit that follow button. We're just trying to continue to get those followers up. So anytime we are going live, we get as many people in here as we can. Yeah, Thunder saying those GP tracks run a lot better for him. Yeah, JV did an outstanding job on those GP tracks. I know Seawalk, you rode those quite a bit. Any thoughts on those upcoming rounds?
I mean, they're all so different. I think that's just the challenging part about the GPs is one week you might have the roughest sand track you've ever ridden, and then the next week you might have a super tight technical, very hilly track. I mean, all the tracks are awesome. I think the racing is a lot more tedious than these tracks where you kind of have to take different lines to make passes and stuff like that. But I always look forward to riding those GP tracks. It really separates the men from the boys. And I'm super excited to see what next Monday, next Wednesday holds, and see how these AMS guys battle through some of that roughness and that E road on top of it.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Like I said, next week we are heading to Thunder Valley. So it's definitely going to be an interesting race. I know that's one of those tracks that you either love it or hate it. Some deep ruts, big hills. With these new OEMs, I think some of the ruts are a little easier to ride. But at the same time, with that rear end slipping around, can definitely make some of those lines a little tricky.
Yeah, I think the key to the race at Thunder Valley, because I know AOMX, we just did the 450 pro race over there, is really to go fast where you can go fast and carry momentum where you have to carry momentum. When you're trying to push through some of those areas that are rough and tight, you're just asking to have an inconsistent race. So definitely speed up where you can, and then carry your momentum where you have to. Thunder
Ooh.
goes 1-1 at Thunder Valley. That would be impressive.
That's a pretty bold statement. You got some tough competition. Obviously, Shim showing that he is a strong contender tonight. And obviously the rest of this crowd is no slouch. King, that what was that, round 1 or 2, showing that he is a strong rider hanging out front there. So definitely some good riders in this field. Going 1-1 is not easy.
But I believe in you. Maybe we can get a two-peat, Thunder.
All right, looks like Rico is saying everything has been sorted out. Go ahead and pull up those results. Take a look at our race 2, our overall standings. Like I said, once again, Shim going 1-1. Congratulations to that man. Also to those guys that I'm going to list off here in the top 3. If you guys want to jump into our podium, would love to have you guys down here, do a quick interview. I know it's getting late for some of y'all, so trying to wrap this up pretty quick. Like I said, Shim with that RMX on that Kawasaki, taking that 1-1 overall. Lagging Sure Visuals AEO going 3-2 for that 2 overall. Mustard Chrome Star SSD going 2-3 for that 3 overall. So big shout out to those guys, absolutely flying, and showed their consistency. Travis Parstana, another strong rider that we see kind of week in and week out, holding his own in that number 4 position. Menger, Banana Designs in that number 5 spot. King with the Aero KL Designs in number 6. Talobe with the TTG team in that number 7 position. Strider with the Sutros team in number 8. Seymour is going to end up in that number 9 overall. Jacob with the Surge AMX Co. in 10th. Thunder with the MXL THV CDS team in number 11th. Bechtel, who we saw riding pretty strong in Moto number 1. Moto number 2 did not go his way and is going to fall back to that number 12 spot. Glitch KWS Surge in 13th. Beverage with the AB Customs in 14th. Sleepy TSC in 15th. Moto 910 in 16th. And Sui FHR JFS SPS in 17th. Just a phenomenal ride. I mean, a lot of these guys are crazy fast. Like I said, I was talking about this earlier. Seawalk is this AM class is awesome to see. All the different manufacturers. Obviously a Kawasaki taking the win, Husqvarna going 2-3, another Kawi in 4th, Husqvarna in 5th. Then we start to see some KTM, see a Yamaha in there, a Honda in there. Definitely something we don't see as much in the pro class.
Yeah, I love to see the different colors. I think it's hard because I think if you start to see people winning on one bike, everybody kind of thinks that's the way to go. Where in my personal opinion, you can have success on any bike on any given day. It's just some bikes are faster, some handle better. There's definitely different pros and cons, but I definitely love seeing the colors mixed up here in the AMS class. It's always good to see. I wish the pro class would actually take note of it.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, let me go ahead for the guys that are looking for it. If you are looking to jump into the Discord, I just went ahead and put that into the chat. Like I said, top 3, Shim, Laggin, Mustard. If you guys want to hop in, shout some people out, jump into that Discord. Go ahead and hop into one of the podium or open lounge. We'll drag you on down to the booth. Give you guys a few minutes. If not, no problem. We're always open every week. Hopefully, we'll see you on that podium. Like I said, outside of that, big shout out to the guys over at the MXL team for hosting this. All of their sponsors as well. Like I said, they are sponsored by FXR. They do have virtual MX. I know Cloud Suspension is in there, THK or THV, I believe. Graphics, want to make sure I'm getting that correct there. So these guys all absolutely flying, or absolutely giving everything they can in terms of the giveaways, the payouts, everything. Obviously, all this wouldn't be happening if it weren't for them. TH Visuals, there we go. Oh, Thunder runs that. Wanted to make sure I got the guys running the program shouted out. Does actually look like we have Shim hanging out in the open lounge, so let's go ahead and bring him in, our overall winner for the night. Shim, what is going on, brother? We saw you in the chat early on. You're going to go 1-1 for that overall. Take us through the night, and how did things go for you?
Yeah, I had some pretty solid starts, and I just kept the bike up the entire race. I was top 10 off both starts and just let the chaos ensue, let everybody fall. And I was able to just hold on to the first, and I didn't need to push or anything, so I just kept it clean and kept the bike up.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, Seawalk actually called that out in Moto number 2. Said that this track was definitely dependent on dodging some of that chaos on those early laps. Looks like you were able to do that. Had some battle in there with Lagan. Wasn't sure how that was going to finish out. You had a few mistakes, but was able to bounce back and take that overall and that moto win. That I'm trying to think that long rhythm section after the step up into the right hander before the S turns, I guess you would call it. Lagan actually drove it deep on the inside, rode the front brake, and took both of you out on like the second to last lap. I wasn't sure from your perspective how that looked. From ours, I don't know if it was necessarily intentional or not. But in your eyes, how was that aggressive? Was that dirty?
It was aggressive. I don't think it was dirty. I think he didn't mean to take me out. I think he didn't expect me to go that far inside. I heard him behind me, and so I dove inside. I knew he would try and be aggressive, try and get first.
Yeah.
So I dove down the inside, and I thought he went off the track a little bit because I like bumped him or something and hit the SpongeBob, but I think he just rode that front brake, and he hit me, and I knew it. I just laughed when it happened. I was like, man, that sucks, but I still got the overall, so I'm just happy that happened.
Right. Yeah, Seawalk had called that out too. Did you know you had the overall secured when he got around you that first time?
Oh yeah. I didn't really need to chase after lagging. I knew I had that overall, and that was all that really mattered. I could go 1-1, but I think the overall mattered more in points. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
I didn't push, but and then he fell, so I just like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, man. Like I said, that was awesome riding. You did end up going 1-1. So congratulations once again. And who would you like to thank for tonight's performance?
Yeah, I'll thank my boy McLovin again, and then I'll thank some of my teammates like Lunar and Fizz. They were I was in a call with them during the race. That's for my Revolutionary Motorsports team, RMX. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, once again, congratulations. Hopefully we'll see you up here a few more times as the series goes on. But other than that, like I said, congrats, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I just want to say, whatever your game plan is, stick to it. You have these races dialed. You're
Oh, yeah.
killing it, man.
Thank you.
Keep
Thank
doing
you.
your thing. Yep.
Awesome, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yep. See ya. All right. Well, I think that is probably going to wrap up our podiums. It was good to talk to Shim. Like I said, absolutely dominating the field tonight, going 1-1. Had a little battle there with Lagan towards the end of that Moto 2. Definitely looking forward to these kind of remaining events and seeing these motos and kind of how they play out. Other than that, Seawalk, any final words?
Just same as every week. Shout out to MXL. Awesome series you guys are running. Rico and the guys over there doing a great job, doing everything the right way. I mean, you really couldn't ask for a better new series to be introduced into MX bikes with the prizes, the AMs class, the pro classes, and of course having Ed here to stream them. He does awesome at what he does. Yeah, thanks for having me, Ed, for Moto 2, and we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Yeah, just taking a look over at chat real quick before we wrap things up. Toxic saying he figured out the top 3. Thunder is going to be holding on to that number 1 with 93. Shim with 91. King with 89. So only about 4 points separating the top 3 riders in this series. That is absolutely awesome to see. I know Travis Parstana had another great ride tonight, so we're going to see even more points out of him. Thunder, once again, love to have you in here. MXP Toxic, love you having you in here. Always kind of making some of the numbers game a little easier on us. Like you said, thanks to the MXL crew. Thanks to everybody that supports us. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks.